Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, the first parliamentary republic in the East.
The government of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan, led by F. Koyski, that came to power on June 17, 1918, had to save the people of the country living in tense international and inner conditions, and in fact experiencing the torture of genocide from the most difficult bloody conditions of the history of the Azeri people. The establishment of the Azeri state system was launched immediately. The government undertook decisive actions for evasion of established situation. The military state was declared in entire Azerbaijan on June 19. The image of a white crescent and white 8-point star on a piece of red cloths has accepted the flag of independent Azerbaijan on June 24. The military corps of Muslims turned into the independent corps of Azerbaijan on June 26, and the commander of the said corps was awarded the title of a general. The commander of the Corps of Azerbaijan, who had powers of the division commander, initiated the fulfillment of the special instructions of the government, and in fact, that meant the establishment of the Azeri army. Azeri Turkic language was declared the state language on June 27. The state structure even expanded at that time. The government decided upon importing textbooks and inviting teachers from Turkey. The schools were modernized and new training courses for teachers and schools were established. Yelizavetpol and Karyagan have renamed their historical names Ganja and Jabrail again. The National Army of Azerbaijan was mobilized. The decision of creation of the Commission for Emergency Investigation was carried out on June 15. The Commission had to inquire in the matters of violent genocide against the Turk-Muslim population of the South Caucasus and the plunder of their property during World War II, and to bring to trial those implicated. The resolution of the government, in fact, led to the creation of the system of the national security of Azerbaijan. Moreover, the government implemented significant measures for stabilization of the situation. The establishment of transport and post-telegraph networks controlled by it. The resolution on general military service was worked out on August 11. The order on the citizenship of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan was issued on August 23. However, the major objective of Koyski's government was to spread the power of the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic to all the regions of the country and to clean Baku and its suburbs from the enemies of the Azeri people. The Islamic Army of the Caucasus, supported by the group of Azeri volunteers, released Baku as a result of a hard battle on September 15, 1918. The city was cleaned from the remnants of the Menshevik-Dashnak government, the Centro-Caspy dictatorship, which took control over the country following the Bolshevik-Dashnak regime of Shamiyan. Within 3 months after the establishment of F. Koyski's administration, the government of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan moved to Baku on September 17, 1918. Baku was declared the capital of the country. The influence of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan expanded. The state flag of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan was replaced with the image of a white crescent and 8-point star on the 3-color banner on November 9. The construction works intensified in socio-political, economic, and cultural life. F. Koyski, adhering to the legal norms and rules of the parliamentarian state system, initiated preparation works for the establishment of the Entrepreneurs' Assembly. A special commission was created for the purpose, though 6 months had not passed since the decree of June 17, 1918, of the National Council. As the government had the power to control the state independently, the National Council of Azerbaijan was created on the initiative and request of F. Koyski on November 16, 1918. The National Council of Azerbaijan undertook the establishment of the Assembly of Entrepreneurs by the proposal of the chair of the government F. Koyski. An important resolution in the history of the parliamentary structure of Azerbaijan was carried out at a session of the National Council of Azerbaijan, chaired by M.L. Razulzad on November 19, 1918. Though the government of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan acted in an extremely hard situation, it managed to find the most democratic way of controlling the state. As not only Azerbaijanis lived in the country, the session proposed the participation of other nations in the National Council of Azerbaijan as well. The council comprised 120 representatives of 1 representative from 24,000 people. Of the 80 people were Muslims, 21 Armenians, 10 Russians, 1 German, and 1 Jew. As there was a small number of Georgians and Polishes who did not have a right to vote, they were represented in the parliament only by 1 man. According to the resolution of the session of the National Council of November 19, 1918, 44 Muslim representatives elected in the All-Russia Assembly of Entrepreneurs were directly included in the parliament, while the other 36 Muslim representatives and those of other nations had to be elected again. The new parliament should have been formed by December 3, 1918. Though not half of a year had passed since the genocide committed in March of 1918, 21 Armenians were able to participate in the Parliament of Azerbaijan. The step, which was undertaken in such conditions, proved the deep respect displayed by the human rights and the democratic nature of Azeri people. This bright fact of our parliamentary democracy was revealed in the message of M. Rasul's aid to the people on November 29, 1918, due to the establishment of the new parliament. Let's put aside the hostility and differences that bring us only misfortune and misery. History obliged us to live side by side. Let's build our life sensibly, and on the basis of humanism. Let's love and respect each other to remove easily the future troubles of the new life. Despite different national and religious belonging, all the citizens of Azerbaijan are the sons of the single motherland. They must support and help each other to coexist peacefully in the native land and to reach happiness together. M.A. Rasulzade announced by his message that the new parliament, to comprise national minorities and representatives of separate regions, will rule the country and will determine its fate, form its government, and protect its interests. The ceremony of the opening of the Azeri parliament was held in the building of the Maiden Seminary, currently the Institute of Manuscripts after Fuzuli, at 13-0 on December 7, 1918. That was the first parliament in the entire East, formed on the basis of the most democratic principles of that time. A.M. Rasulzade, the chair of the National Council of Azerbaijan, delivered a wide congratulation speech at the opening ceremony of the parliament. By the suggestion of the Musavat fraction, Alimerdan Bey Topchubashev was appointed the chair of the parliament. Gasan Bey Agayev became his first deputy. As Topchubashev visited the peace conference in Paris, G. Agayev headed the parliament. At the first session of the parliament, the resignation of F. Koisky's government was ratified and the resolution on the establishment of a new government was carried out. F. Koisky was again instructed to form the new government. F. Koisky introduced his program and the composition of the new government in the parliament on December 26, 1918. The parliament approved the program and accepted the government established by F. Koisky. Though Armenians were awarded 21 and Russians 10 places in the Parliament of Azerbaijan, they did not take part in the opening ceremony, thus serving a lesson in the initial stage of the activity of the Azeri Parliament. The Russian National Council operating in Baku did not recognize the fact of Azerbaijan's separation from Russia, as Azerbaijan established a way to the partition of the single and indivisible Russia, though declaring itself independent, and carried out a resolution of boycotting the Parliament of Azerbaijan. Yet the Russian National Council was obliged to change its decision under the pressure of the country's Russian citizens. At that period, Armenians, which did not reconciliate with the independence of Azerbaijan, also supported the Russian National Council and did not take part in the session of the parliament for nearly 2 months. They took the position of betrayal to Azerbaijan even after getting involved in the parliament. Moreover, the activity of 11 fractions and groups comprising less than 100 people in the parliament also formed an obstacle to the establishment of the independent state in extremely hard and complicated internal and international conditions. A number of fractions and groups mostly preferred their own interests rather than that of the people. Thus, the socialist bloc of the parliament, screened by protecting of interests of the poor, always propagandized the annexation of Azerbaijan to Soviet Russia, attained the decision on opening the diplomatic mission of Soviet Russia in Azerbaijan, and finally spoke for the intervention of the Red Army into the country that was nothing but the betrayal of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan. Nevertheless, the Parliament of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan traced in the history of the state system establishment of Azerbaijan and in the parliamentary traditions with its democratic measures and high-level legislative acts and resolutions accepted in a period of its 17 months uninterrupted activity. The history of the parliamentary system was divided into two stages through the period of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan. The first stage lasted from May 27, 1918, till November 19. Through the said period, the Parliament of Azerbaijan, acting as the National Council of Azerbaijan and comprising 44 Muslim representatives, carried out critical historical resolutions. The first parliament declared the independence of Azerbaijan on May 28 of 1918, undertook the reign of the government, and worked out the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence, introduced to the Caucasus governor in Tbilisi by the National Council of Azerbaijan in such complicated conditions, was the most prominent legal document of the Azeri democracy and parliamentary system and retains its significance even today. The National Council of Azerbaijan was established on May 27. Its activity was suspended on June 17, and all functions of the legislative and executive powers were delivered to the temporary government on condition of the further gathering of the Constituent Assembly at least within 6 months. After the government of the Democratic Republic moved to Baku on September 17, 1918, the National Council of Azerbaijan renewed its activity on November 16. It worked out the law on the establishment of the Parliament of Azerbaijan on December 3 of the same year and suspended its activity. Thus, the Parliament of Azerbaijan operated in Tbilisi, Ganja, and Baku. The second stage in the history of the parliamentary system of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan lasted only 17 months from December 7, 1918 till April 27, 1920. The first session was held on December 7 of 1918, the last on April 27, 1920. The parliament conducted only 145 sessions within this period. At these sessions, the Parliament of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan, adhering to the main principles and considering the definite historical conditions, carried out the important laws and resolutions for the establishment of the most up-to-date, legal and democratic state with the ensured human rights and liberties and for protection of the country's independence and territorial integrity. All these resolutions and laws aimed at the establishment of three branches of the government: legislative, executive, and judicial bodies. The Parliament of Azerbaijan mainly directed its activity to the protection and preservation of the state independence and establishment of a single army in the hard and complicated international and interstate of the struggle of big countries for redistribution of the world in World War I, and the threat of occupation of the country. It should be noted that the Parliament members expressed unanimity of view in the discussion of laws and resolutions worked out by the Parliament in this sphere. Though acting in an extremely complicated situation, the government of the Republic that tried to perpetuate the national resurrection of our people always attached a great deal of attention to the development of science, national education, and enlightenment in public health. Different schools, grammar schools, maiden schools, kindergartens, short-term teachers training courses, and libraries opened in all the regions of the country. Villages were provided with clinics and veterinarian centers. The struggle with infectious diseases was conducted. One of the most important laws accepted by the Parliament was on the establishment of the State University of Baku on September 1, 1919. This step was one of the most significant actions of the government for the improvement of people's welfare. Later, the State University of Baku made a great contribution to the restoration of independence and perpetuation of the concepts of the Republic, despite the overthrow of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan. The Republican government and the Parliament, which paid great attention to the development of science and education, immediately started the training of national specialists in the said fields. At that period, 100 young people of Azerbaijan were sent to study in foreign countries at the proposal of the government. The importance attached to this work is revealed in the fact that the Parliament created a special commission headed by M.E. Rasulzade and comprising 5 people: Mehdi Bey Hajinsky, Ahmed Bey Repanov, Gara Bey Garabayov, Abdullah Bey Efendiev, to select those to be sent abroad on the competitive basis. By the resolution of the Commission, 45 people were sent to France, 23 people to Italy, 10 people to England, 9 people to Turkey to study at high schools. 10 people to be sent to study in Russia could not go there due to the commencement of the civil war. The Parliament of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the government had done much for introducing the young republic in the international arena in order to prevent the intervention of foreign countries. Due to that, the Parliament of the country carried out a resolution on the delegation led by the Parliament Chair A. M. Topchubashev to be sent to the peace conference in Paris on December 28, 1918. Though the prominent state official of the Republic A.M. Topchubashev, removing hard obstacles, attained the de facto recognition of the Republic by a number of big countries, the intervention of the 11th Red Army to the North Azerbaijan, his activity remained half done. A number of contracts and agreements were signed with Iran and introduced to the parliament in times of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan. The most important party of the activity of the Azeri parliament and the government were the issues of the contacts with neighboring countries and borders. Though the relations with Georgia stabilized after intense work, Armenia's great territorial claims made the improvement of contacts between Azerbaijan and Armenia impossible. At that time, the parliamentary system of Azerbaijan gradually strengthened and developed, thus forming the most up-to-date parliamentary system. The parliament conducted 155 sessions in a period of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan. 10 of them were conducted in times of the National Council of Azerbaijan, May 27, November 19, 1918, and 135 in period of the Parliament's activity, December 1918, April 27, 1920. The Parliament introduced over 270 laws for discussion, with only 230 approved. The laws were discussed actively in the business atmosphere and approved only in their third reading. The national representatives of 11 fractions and groups also participated in the development, discussion, and confirmation of the laws. The Parliament of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan accounted for 11 commissions. The activity of the Parliament was controlled on the basis of the regulation of the Parliament of Azerbaijan, prepared especially for the purpose. M.E. Rasulzade gave the following assessment to the activity of the Azerbaijani Parliament. The National Assembly represented all the classes and nations of the country and fully controlled the fate of the state. No order came to power, no expense was made, no war was initiated, and no reconciliation was signed without its participation. The government that gained the trust of the Assembly stayed, while the one that failed was overthrown. The country was not ruled by a single person. The power of the Parliament was absolute. Though a result of the military intervention of the Tsarist Russia that thus violated the international norms and the hostilities launched by the 11th Red Army in the country North Azerbaijan, was again annexed to Russia, the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan entered forever the history of our people. Though existing for only 23 months, the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan proved that neither bloody tyranny nor the regime of suppression could not terminate the independent state system establishment and concepts of freedom of Azerbaijani people. The first parliamentary republic of the Azerbaijani people at the same time was the first legal and secular state of the entire East, and especially of the Turkic-Muslim world. The Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan did not lay behind the traditional democratic republics of Europe by its state system, democratic state establishment measures, as well as the objectives and tasks it undertook.